Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing something pretty different from anything that I've ever done, but it's still like in the realm of like college and lifestyle and that kind of thing. I'm gonna be interviewing basically my best friend about her college experience. We both went to the same university. We went to Stevens Institute of Technology, which is in Hoboken, New Jersey, and we're both gonna be graduating this year. So she's actually an engineer and I'm a business major, if you guys didn't know from my other content and stuff like that. We're gonna be talking about our different experiences with like academics, with social life and everything like that. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video and I hope it's helpful to anyone who's like going into college or if you're in college. It really helps you consider what different factors to think about when choosing a college also. So I hope this video is helpful to you guys and I hope you stick around and watch the thing. So let's get to introducing Alexis. Okay, now we're recording. Yay! Do you want to talk about yourself first? Because people don't actually know who you are. Like, you could talk about like your major and stuff because it's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, so I'm Alexis. Hi. You know me. I'm in Jess's videos a lot. I'm a senior at our school and my major is an engineering major and it's new at our school and it's called optical engineering. I like work with lasers and lenses and mirrors and stuff. And I'm gonna be the first one from our school to graduate with this degree because it's brand new. So that's exciting.
Oh, by the way, I've never actually said our school's name, but I figured we're graduating, so I don't really care anymore. I'm like kind of cool bashing Stevens. How about you?
I mean, I'm always cool to bash Stevens.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just clarify, this is Stevens Institute of Technology, not Stevenson University, because there's a Stevenson in Maryland. I don't know, every time I say Stevens, you're like, oh, you're from Maryland, I'm like, no. But a quick disclaimer, there are things I love and hate about our school, but everybody loves and hates things about their school, so.
Yeah, it's like normal.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you go, I feel like at some point you're gonna regret going there, and at some point you're like...
Students always be talking.
Exactly. Actually, since we're probably gonna say a lot of negative things, do you want to say some positive things first?
We have the best view of Manhattan in our city.
That's true. We have good food. We have access to a lot of good food.
Okay. I thought you meant Stevens has good food.
No. I mean, the town.
And the negativity starts. Hoboken's great. I love Hoboken. I like that our campus is like small in size. I know at Pitt, you have to like take buses everywhere. Yeah. I'd rather die. And NYU, but our academic buildings are literally only a block. Like a little block. That's it.
It's nice because you can like get up 8 minutes before class and still make it down.
I rolled out of bed 2 minutes before my final freshman year. I don't recommend doing that. We'll discuss that, but I did it.
That kind of segues into something that's like positive and negative. Like, what are some things that you feel like you got away with that you really shouldn't have been able to get away with?
That being one of the things is just like rolling out of bed right before class or an exam, particularly finals. I don't know, I feel like I really got away with a lot. I didn't do anything ever when I was on campus. I just started doing stuff my junior year, then we got sent home.
Yeah, I feel like I got away with kind of getting bad grades and then fixing them at the end of the semester when I would like go to my professor and be like, hi, can you please help me get a better grade? And then we would like review the class and I would prove that I like understood some things and then they would bump my grade up.
What? That never would happen for me.
Yeah. It's fun if you just tell them like, hi, I was really having trouble in your class, but this is what I understood of it. Is there any way I can get any points back on anything? They'll like give you points back.
What the fuck? Yeah, that did not happen for me, so I can't say the same.
Yeah, well, I mean, the better recommendation would be to go to office hours regularly instead of not just at the end of the semester. And they usually take that into consideration when they're grading stuff because they're like, oh, she put an effort, even though like her work is a C or a B. I'll give her like a little bit more.
Office hours. I don't go to office hours. Every time I try, it just doesn't work out for some reason. Yeah, go to office hours. Go to office hours.
Yeah, the few times that I did, good things came out of it, but like I usually don't. I usually don't really talk to my professors. I'm not really that type of student.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was always that office hours were in a time that I was busy, like in class. I could never go to office hours.
Oh, that's a good like segue into like, you could talk about like how you changed your major and like how that affected your schedule and everything. Because I know that like you were on track to like do fine, and then suddenly you had to be taking like 22 credits every
Oh
semester.
yeah. I feel like colleges don't leave enough room for if you don't do well in a class. Like I did fail one class before, and it was just like I just had a bad year. It was like mental health issues that I got under control, but I had to overload by like so much. I've never taken below 17 credits, which makes no sense to me. Like I didn't come in with mad APs. I didn't come in with like oodles of test scores that converted to college credits because my high school's stupid. So we didn't have that. I didn't have that luxury. Which like if you can take as many APs, take as many APs as you can and get those credits for it. Yeah, no, I've never taken below 17 credits. I would have, if I had stayed a physics major, I probably would have been okay. In this semester, I probably would have taken like 15 credits. But because I switched from physics, which is a science major, to engineering, I had to take all the engineering classes that I didn't take my freshman and sophomore year that I'd catch up on, which was horrible and sucked. And like, I personally didn't mind it because I'm better with hands-on stuff and I like engineering, but it was a lot of work. Like at our school, we had this thing called design where you take like one design class per semester. There's 8, you take one every semester. And because I didn't do engineering the first 2 years at Stevens, I took 3 design classes a semester for a whole year. And it was horrible because you have to write 40-page reports per design class. And I was stuck with students younger than me. So they, for some reason, thought I had some elder knowledge and made me do everything. Oh, it was horrible.
And at the same time, she was literally having the worst roommate issues ever.
Oh!
It was so bad. But yeah, I feel like on the flip side, like she switched majors, but I didn't. I kind of stuck with my major and then I picked 2 concentrations and stuck with it. And I kind of regret doing that, like kind of making my decisions too early and saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I didn't even like give myself a chance to see what I like. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I didn't feel like switching because it would be extra work. So I just like stuck with it. But now I have a degree that like isn't exactly what I wanted. Like,
so that's a good segue into apply to colleges undecided. Do not apply for something specific, especially if you're stuck between completely 2 different careers like engineering and liberal arts. Don't apply to specific programs. Do not apply to engineering schools, but just apply to the school undecided as your major, because all your classes are the same freshman and half through sophomore year anyway. You don't need to do anything specific. You can figure out what you want to do later.
yeah.
You know, and I wish I had done that. I love STEM, but I'm really good at business courses because our school's also a business school and a science school. So the engineering curriculum incorporates a lot of business into our classes. And I'm really good at those, but I hate business. But I probably would have been really good at business had I done it. And it's easier to get a job. And for some reason, it's very low risk, high reward, which I don't understand.
Yes. Which kind of segues into something different. Like, do you feel like you got, like, for all that you went through in college, did it end up being worth it because you're graduating with a job? Like, you obviously already signed an offer letter and stuff, so.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's worth it. I've definitely learned that, like, happiness is where it's at. I'm just gonna be very frank. I have my own apartment. I have a really good paying job. I have my own car. Like, I can get places. I can do things I afford, things I want. I'm not struggling or hurting for money, but I also got a scholarship to college, so I'm not paying for any college. But money does not make you happy. Items do not make you happy. Being stable will not make you happy, no matter how badly you think it does. If you think that being in a city with great opportunity, even though you have a crap job and a studio apartment, if that makes you happy, it makes you happy. If having a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house in Houston, Texas, with no pets, no kids, and a great paying job makes you happy, and 5 Teslas, and that makes you happy, you know? But I don't want to say it was worth it because, like, on paper, definitely it was worth it because I got a job. I have my own apartment. I'm not hurting for money. So in statistical terms, I guess it was worth it. But in terms of my mental health, I would be completely happy living in a studio apartment in New York City, a little more money hungry than I should be, because that's where my friends are. That's where my school is close to. I'm familiar with the area and it makes me happy. I'm in Virginia. I'm not happy in Virginia.
Yeah. She mentioned something earlier about like graduating early, even though she didn't actually graduate early. Like she's graduating with me this upcoming May. But can you talk about your experience with that? Because I feel like a lot of people like they want to rush to the real world. They're like, oh, I'm done with education. Like I was like that too. I was like, oh, I'm so done with education. I just want to like be at my job already. But like you experienced the flip side. So like how
Well,
was
so Justin graduated early, and I was like talking to Justin the one day, and he was like, "Don't do it. Don't graduate early. It sucks. It's horrible." And even though I didn't graduate early, I continued because of COVID. Obviously, no one went back to school except the freshmen for our school first semester this year. I decided to move to Virginia from Pennsylvania, which is where I'm from. Stay in Virginia and do my internship part-time while I'm doing my last year of school. Then I'm working for them full-time after I graduate. I like my internship. I like the people I work with. But don't do that. If you have the opportunity to become an adult a year earlier, don't become an adult a year earlier. It's not fun. It's not worth it. Money, again, does not bring you happiness. I just wish I was in my crappy dorm with my mice eating popcorn on my dorm bed. I would give that away for all of what I have right now because it's just not worth it. I feel like an adult, there's a reason that you don't do internships the same time you do school because it's too hard mentally. That's another thing. Just get a part-time job. I don't care if you're a waitress. I don't care if you're a grocery store clerk. If it's mindless and stupid, do it because it requires so much less brain power than real life jobs. I have things like papers I have to do and turn in. It just feels like more homework. And I'm tired. I have homework from school and homework from work and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Do one at a time. Either work full time or do school. Don't do them both.
So we talked a lot about like education and future things and jobs and whatever, but what about like the social aspect of things? You knew this question was coming. So like we lived completely opposite lives where freshman year I was like nowhere to be found because I was always out and like with friends and I wouldn't really get my schoolwork done. I didn't prioritize that at all. And Alexis literally only did schoolwork. We were like finally ready to have some fun and then COVID happened. So maybe we could like talk a little bit about like how COVID impacted like our social lives first and then like how we feel leaving college and like our friends and you know that kind of thing.
I'm gonna pull this flex. None of our friends in our friend group had a fake ID. We all waited till we were 21. None of us got fake IDs. Like we were very patient and all agreed that senior year we would go absolutely ape and we patiently waited and then COVID happened. So
oh my god.
We did not go absolutely ape so it ruined all the fun we were planning on having. Now that being said, I didn't leave my room freshman year. I was in a relationship. I was scared. My ex-boyfriend from high school goes to our college and I was just petrified of going out and seeing him. I was scared of him. I was scared of being caught around any substance that would be bad and then my scholarship would find out and I would literally be kicked out of school. Because that's the most irrational fear. I'm sorry, but like if you're got caught drinking in college, the cops are just gonna walk you to your dorm and then that's it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get sent to prison. I thought that that's what would happen to me, or I'd get expelled. But go out, like don't go out so much to where you can't remember things and you miss class all the time and you don't do your homework. Do your homework, reward yourself by going out, maybe on a Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays for sure. Don't do Tuesdays. My roommate did that freshman year and she was out literally all the time and just was not well. So I think in moderation's good. The occasional thirsty Thursday, there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you just get your work done first. You have so much time in college. It's ridiculous. Like you really have so much free time. It's just the laziness that hits you and you don't want to do anything and you leave all your work till the last minute. Don't do that. I do that and it's horrible. Yeah.
Also, on like the flip side, know when to say no. I'm not good at that. Like my friends would be like, "Oh, let's go get bubble tea," and that should be a 5-minute event. Like you go, you walk, you order your bubble tea, you get it, and you leave. But like we want to hang out, so we would stay, and then it would be 3 hours later, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I have homework due at midnight."
But FOMO is real. FOMO is so real.
Yeah,
It's like, but I understand wanting to do that because I never went with you guys. I said no too easily. And
yeah.
I'll never forget one time this during freshman year, my friend was like, his friends wanted to go out drinking and like go to a frat party. And I was like, he was like, no, I don't want to go out this weekend. I just want to like sit in my room and do nothing, but not alone. So he came to my room and we watched a movie. And I was like, why are you hanging out with me this weekend? He was like, oh, so and so wanted to go to a party, but I didn't feel like going. So I came and hung out with you because I know you never do anything.
I remember this.
I would rather he just slapped me in the face. Honestly, I prefer that to happen because it made me feel old as I was like, what do you mean I don't do anything? He's like, you never leave your room, you don't do anything. I don't want to babysit you.
And the funniest part is she's like actually the most wild person I know. But she just like wanted to follow the rules freshman year, and then that like bit her in the ass later because she didn't get to have her senior year. So
I'm a stickler for rules.
Yeah.
When it comes to age restrictions, definitely. I did not drink. I didn't do anything bad. But I'm 22 now and I can do whatever the hell I want. So I do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, literally.
Appropriate time.
But yeah, I feel like graduating, it's weird because like some of our friends graduated early. Some of our friends aren't graduating until next year and they're getting their masters and stuff. And I feel like walking away from college, I don't have as many friends as I thought I did. Like you walk in freshman year and you have a group of 20 people that are going out to like get cookies with you, like insomnia cookies at midnight. And then slowly that number just dwindles down. And then you have that one go-to person. Hi, I know we hung out yesterday, but like, do you also want to hang out today? Do you like feel the same way? Like,
I don't feel the same way because I have the same exact friends as I have from freshman year. Because I never did the filter out, dwindle down process. I've only been with the same people since freshman year. But I wish I like, not to brag, but I make friends really easily. So I wish I actually made more friends and made more connections, more so for like networking purposes. Not even just like jobs after college, but like clubs and stuff. Like you should be in clubs with people and have different types of friend groups. You don't have to mix everybody and all hang out at once. Like you should have friends from your major, friends for like your close friends, friends from different clubs and different things like that. Like I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have a few really close friends, which I think is important. I would not want 50 close friends.
Yeah.
Something that I'm with.
Yeah. I do wish I like got closer with my friends though. Like I definitely do have like my close friends and I know I can go to them with anything. But at the same time, like if I wanted to have like a Christmas dinner, they're like not coming. You know what I mean?
I just assert my way. I'm always the friend that plans everything. I plan everything for our friend group and people show up because I just assert my way into people's lives.
Yeah.
It's just how I am.
I'm the shy one. I'm like, oh, okay. If you want to come.
Yeah, like the other day, I don't know what I was talking to Justin about, but he asked me about Adobe, like Photoshop. I was like, oh, Jess uses it. Text Jess, message Jess. He was like, no. I was like, why?
I'm the least scary of all of us.
It's not that, it's like you guys don't talk. I'm super close with Justin. I'm super close with you. You guys have no connection to each other whatsoever.
That's true. Besides you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, like regrets from college or like things you feel people should know about the college experience or like picking a college or anything like that? I feel like at this point, a lot of people like kind of decided what they want or like are deciding what they want. And they've like gotten their acceptances and rejections and all that sad stuff.
Make sure you exercise. Like freshman 15 turns to freshman 40 real quick. It's so real.
It's true.
And with your mental health. Because I don't know, most colleges make you get a meal plan your freshman year, and most meal plans are like unlimited. So you just eat and eat and eat, which you should do, get that money worth. But also make sure you exercise because you're going to eat and eat and eat and not realize what you're doing. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, I went through phases like this. I would eat at our dining hall nonstop, but then I get sick of it. So I'd buy like instant mashed potatoes, instant mac and cheese for my bedroom, and just ate that for weeks on end.
Oh my god,
And
yeah.
I gained so much weight. It
I have
was
specific snacks and like things like that that remind me of certain years. Like
yeah.
freshman year was like those little cups of macaroni and cheese, the Kraft cups that they're nasty. And then sophomore year was the instant mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
like the big like carton one.
This is a weird tip, but it's important for me. Pay attention to what you're listening to, what you're smelling, what you're eating at good points in your life. Then, when you get in depressive states in college, like personally, me, I have seasonal depression, listen to that album, smell that perfume, eat that snack when you're upset, and it'll remind you of a better time. And it works so well. I don't know how to explain it, but I found a perfume that reminds me of a perfume I smelled like sophomore year of college, which is when I was in a really bad mental state that I got out of. That's when I like started going to the gym every day and like eating really healthy. So smelling it every single day reminds me like I need to push myself and not be like this again.
Yeah, I have one of those too. I have a perfume that I used every time I went to New York because it's really strong and New York smells really bad. So I would always put that one on, and now every time I put it on, I'm like, oh my god, the city.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like make time to relax by yourself. Like it's fun to go out with friends and it's fun to like, or not fun, but you got to do schoolwork, but like that's draining too. Like hanging out with friends is draining, and like it shouldn't be that draining. You should like your friends, but like it is like tiring to always be like social and studious and all that stuff. So like literally schedule time where you're just gonna sit and like watch Netflix or like sit and like take care of yourself.
Or if a friend says they don't want to hang out with you, don't take it so personally. I know people
Yeah.
down here, like I'm in Virginia now, and it's not even that south, but it's so much more south than I've ever experienced. And they're just so sensitive and touchy about everything. I don't know if it's just because the Northeast is full of assholes, but which we are. But I don't know. It's just I could literally walk into Jess's room and be like, "Hey, let's go get lunch." And she'd be like, "No," and I'd walk out and leave, and it'd be fine. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. Sometimes they just want to be alone. Don't take it so personally. Don't talk about your friends behind their back about like they didn't want to hang out with me. So what? This isn't high school. Sometimes people need mental health days. They need to be by themselves. You should be by yourself too. You know,
Yeah.
if you can't be by yourself, then that's a deeper issue.
Also, you mentioned the high school thing. Don't be the kid in college that brings high school to college because there's so many of those people and I hate them. You know, the people that like just act high school in college, like they create drama, they'll gossip, they'll just like do things that don't belong in the adult world. And you're like, why? Like, we were both tour guides, and there was this one tour guide that like went to the bar and her roommate was there, and she was literally like talking crap about Alexis to Alexis's roommate. Oh my god, it was just so stupid. And we were like, but why? And then the same with she had a roommate who was just so ridiculously high school, and she like wouldn't buy supplies for the apartment. Like she wouldn't like
I
purchase
don't
anything
like
herself.
you should never have to tell someone to buy toilet paper to wipe their ass. I had to hide things from her. And I feel bad because like I think it was just like we got along really well, but we just didn't do well living together. And that's another thing too. Don't hold grudges. I have nothing against her anymore. I don't hate
Yeah.
her. I don't dislike her. I don't know. Just also don't that's very high school too. Don't hold grudges against people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you move on from things, you can become friends again. It's not a big deal. But if
Yeah.
a group of people do not like you, like I can't think of really many people in college that don't like me unless I have a reason to. Like if people genuinely just hate you and dislike you, then you're probably the high school bitch.
Yeah. Exactly. And like beyond not holding grudges, like when it comes to roommates, sometimes you just can't live together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you can't be friends. Like, I've had a lot of people that didn't like living with me, or I didn't like living with them, but that doesn't mean we're not friends. Like, we're still friends. They just don't like my living habits, and that's fine, or I don't like their living habits. Like, sometimes people just piss you off because you're too close. like you need space. But you brought up one last thing. I keep thinking of things. We both joined sororities our junior year. Let's just talk about that.
They're not for everyone. And
Yeah.
I discovered they're not for me, which I knew.
You
My
did know that. You
my
didn't even want
mom,
to do it.
I didn't want to. But like I like the girls I met. It's not that they did anything wrong. It's just not a life for me. And my mom mostly made me join one. Also like just for networking purposes because at the time I didn't have an internship. Which I mean like it helped. There were definitely some people that gave me some numbers and contacts for other people, but then I got offered an internship shortly after, so it was kind of no reason for me to join anyway, but I like it. It's just it's not something that is a priority in my life. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a priority for somebody else, but I can go without it. But
Yeah.
I also just joined really late, so that was probably another part of it.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I was gonna say. Like, if I had joined earlier, I probably would have been more committed because I noticed the things I'm actually committed to are the things I joined freshman year,
yeah,
not the things I joined later. Because by then I was already like, I already decided what my priorities were gonna be.
yeah.
And I like the girls. I'm happy that I have the support system, so it actually is really helpful in that way. Like, especially if you go to a majority male university, like we both did, which is weird in STEM. And you kind of have to learn to laugh at the mansplaining instead of like getting so pissed off. Like, don't be the girl that's always pissed off
Oh,
because men are not acting the way that you want them to. Like,
that's me.
because you getting pissed off at it doesn't help the situation. It's like kind of better to show them up. Like, instead of just like being like, you shouldn't have said that, be like, explain, like, show them why they shouldn't have said that. Like, show that you're smarter and
Oh,
stuff.
don't waste your breath is what she's saying. Don't ever
Yeah,
waste your breath. Don't tell them they're wrong. Just show them how wrong they are
exactly.
by
And
like being silent A and then doing better B.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was helpful to have like a bunch of empowered women around me, like in a sorority, because they were all like, we weren't competing, and that was like nice because we were trying to support each other. Whereas like in the classroom, sometimes you're competing with the other girl in the classroom, like that'll happen.
I don't recommend if you're going to college with someone you know from high school, don't live with them. I didn't, but like I know friends that are like, well, I didn't live with as much as I hated having shitty roommates and going through those phases, everyone should because it teaches you how not to live and it teaches you to appreciate the roommates that you do get along with.
Yeah,
Jess and I lived with each other for like 3 months for a college program we did. We were counselors for some high school students, and we had no problems. And we've both had so many issues with our past roommates all the time.
yeah. Like technically, we should have both been people blacklisted from like having roommates, like because our roommates didn't like us, or like we didn't like our roommates, but like we were fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if people like this video, then we'll do another one, like a part two, like what to pack for college and stuff like that.
Oh, fun. I always forget things.
Me too. Or I always pack unnecessary things. Like
Yeah.
nobody actually needs an ironing board, no matter what you think. You don't need one. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Bye, Alexis.
Bye.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got to this point in the video. If you did, comment down below what your favorite tip that we gave was. Yeah, I hope it was really helpful. I will be linking a bunch of videos that Alexis has been in the cards at the end and throughout the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us and talking to us about college and everything like that, and I will see you guys next time on my channel.